Welcome to another Pinterest-inspired video. I enjoy making these, you enjoy watching them. I would say it's a win-win situation. So this is my Pinterest board. You're welcome to follow this board. I will link it below in the description box for you. And this is where I collect all the pins that I potentially could see myself trying out at one point or another. I already have tried a few of these. If you want to see some of my other Pinterest inspired videos, please see the playlist linked below. And today I thought we would tackle this fun envelope right here. This kind of caught my attention because it's actually such a simple idea, and I think it's very versatile. And I think we can do this, no? So I checked this link here, which leads us to nothing. So this was obviously a Facebook post, which is no longer available. Also, this site here, I think, goes to the same empty page. So we don't have any instructions, which is fine. Actually, it's more fun when you don't have instructions, I think. Because that way we can make our own mistakes and figure out together how to do this best. I'm sure we'll make some mistakes along the way, but that's part of the fun. So let's analyze this photo a little bit. We have a very simply folded envelope. On the outside, we have linen. On the inside, we have this photo. We do not know what that photo is printed on. Whether it's regular copy paper or something else, we just don't know. And then we see some stitching around the envelope, and we see some lace and a little label on top saying amour, which means love in French. Okay, looks easy enough. Let's do this. So I will keep the photo here for reference. I am starting out with this square that I cut from an old linen tablecloth. If you want to know the measurements, my square is about 14.5 centimeters or 5 3/4 inches. And because this is obviously very floppy and we want this to be a little bit more stiff, I also cut a piece of deli paper. In German, something like Butterbrotpapier. And I cut this a little bit smaller than my tablecloth. So now we just need to adhere these two, although I'm just thinking maybe it's better to first do the image. So basically what we're going to do is fold a super simple envelope. So we just turn it on its tip. Then we fold in the two sides like this, and then we fold up the bottom like so. And we can either leave the tip here, or we could fold the tip down, preferably straighter than what I'm doing here. Something like this. So that means our picture needs to be upright like this. So what can we use as a picture? I have recently received some very cute napkin images. These are just adorable. Thank you so much again, Simone from the Netherlands. These are just perfect. If you don't have any images of napkins, obviously you don't have to use these kind of black and white images of people. You can use anything. You can use florals or other fun images that you have on napkins. I think a lot of us have been collecting napkins probably for years and don't know what to do with them. So this might be a perfect project. Otherwise, I also received from Simone this beautiful tissue paper. That I think is also an excellent option. If you don't have either of those, you could try book pages or printables. Any image that you have would work. So my thought is, if I'm going to have this here, whether it might be easier to first put this image on this here. Yeah, why not? Let's do that first. Let's see if this still has multiple plies. So we want to make sure that we only have one ply on this napkin. So we'll take this off. And is there another one? No, I think that's it. We really want to make sure that there's only one layer here. Usually napkins have 3 layers, but it looks like Simone already took off one. Okay, so that means we have our tip on top, and this will go like that. So let's take our glue. I'm just using regular tacky glue. Take something water soluble, something that you can spread easily. We add some water. So let's spread our glue onto the deli paper. Nice thin, even layer. You could also use matte medium for this, or even clear gesso works, which is not really meant for gluing, but it works. Okay, let's clean this off. We don't want the napkin sticking to everything. And we'll make sure there's no wrinkles or anything. Now you could use it like this, and actually I should have tilted it more. Oh well, it is what it is. We could leave it like this, because this way it's going to stay matte. If you use matte gel, obviously that's going to stay matte as well. Or you could go over it also with the glue, but I don't want to do that. I'm just going to leave it like that and let that dry. So this is dry now. And it is glossy where the glue is. Here you see it's glossy, here it's not because I didn't have any glue there. And the napkin is matte because I didn't go over it with the glue. So for this first envelope, I'm going to stay as close to the original as possible so that we get the hang of this. And then we can go ahead and try some other versions. So now I'm just cutting the excess off. So then we need to add this to our fabric. So I'm going to turn this around and put the glue on the paper because it's easier than spreading it on the fabric. So I'm going to cover my whole surface. If you don't have any like deli paper or anything like that, I would just use regular copy paper or packaging paper, something that will give it a little more stability, maybe even Tyvek. So again, we make sure there's no wrinkles, and again, we dry this. So once this is dry, we have a much more sturdy piece, and I'm going to stitch around the edges like she did in the photo. That is obviously optional and not necessary. It's pure decoration. So I chose black thread rather than white thread. I love the way the white thread looks in her photo. I just wanted to see what it looked like in black, and that was also what I had in my sewing machine, and I was too lazy to switch it to white. Also, I think the white wouldn't have been very visible because her photo has this sepia background and mine has pretty much a white background, so I don't think we would have even seen it a lot. But of course, it completely changes the look because now when we do this, you see that looks way different already, which is totally fine. So now we can just fold our envelope. So these two middle corners, we're going to have overlapping a little bit so that we can glue them together. Just dab some glue here. And then we can decide, I think I'll just leave the corner and just glue these edges. It's a little bit wonky, but it's fine. Oh, I glued closed. Don't want that. Want to make sure your envelope stays open. So we have our first cute little envelope. I must say I really love the texture of the fabric. It just makes it so soft. It does add a little bit more bulk to your journal, but that's okay. I really love how the image is peeking out. I wish it was turned more, but yeah. Okay, so let's figure out some decorations here on the front. So I have my jar of lace scraps, which I keep on top of my crafting cabinet. Let's try some options. This is always the most fun part, isn't it? I think so. Anyway, let's just layer some on here. I don't want to make it too bulky. I don't want my pieces to be just rectangular. I need them to be distressed and not grungy, but just, you know, distressed. Tattered, I think is the word I'm looking for. Something like that. Then should we try different colors? Nope, don't like that. Do you see on the photo there, she has some lace inside, like right in between here. We don't really need to do that because we're covering that part up anyway. But obviously you could, if you wanted to, we could just have a look what it would look like. Okay, so for example, I mean, this is off-white now. I probably wouldn't use this, but just so we see what it would look like that. Cute if that was completely white. Okay, so we're not doing that. Do I keep it just white? I kind of don't like the off-white on it for some reason. How about a round one? Oh, a round one, I like that. Okay, this is already becoming quite bulky. I don't have anything that says amour or love or anything like that. Obviously, I could stamp something, but instead, maybe we could also just cut out a heart. Let's see what it would look like if I would use the same fabric that I used on the envelope. I'll just cut a wonky heart. I would love the edges to be stitched, and since this piece is too small to take to my sewing machine now, I'm going to take another piece and try to stitch a heart with the sewing machine, and then we'll cut around that. Look at that! That was my first try. I'm actually quite proud of this. Half the time I did not see what I was doing because the foot was over half the heart. So I kind of just intuitively tried to figure it out. And I don't have one of these free motion feet. So wow, this is just with the regular foot. Good job, Barbara. This would actually be cute even just cut out as a rectangle. It doesn't even have to be cut out in a heart shape. Let's try that first, and if we don't like it, we can always still cut out the heart. So at this point, we don't need our reference anymore. We're just doing our own thing. Cute. It would be cute to make a bunch of these, to have them ready to embellish whatever, like clusters or something. Oh yeah, that's even cuter than having, oops, just this heart. But of course, that's an option. Oh, I like it. Okay, I'm just going to glue everything down. Okay, so it's all glued together, and it's a very spacious envelope. It feels so nice and soft. I love this. So what could we do with this? This would be really fun, for example, if you were to send someone a little package, a little happy mail. You could just add some fun things inside. Could really fill it up with goodies. That would be really cute. Obviously, you could put it into a journal. I mean, it would be really fun to also put buttons here, but of course that's going to make it so much more bulky. It is already fairly bulky. So if you put it into a journal, maybe only flat buttons if you have any. I could also see this on a cover of a journal, for example, a hardcover, although this book might be a bit small. Yeah, this would be too small. Let's see, on a bigger vintage book. Yeah, with some more bits and pieces behind it, that could be really cute. I think there's lots of fun things you could do with something like this. Okay, so now that we know how the construction of this works, let's try another version. This next one I'll again do with fabric just because I just love the feeling of it so much. This time I'm going to use a patterned fabric. This beautiful fabric is one of the newest ones by Tim Holtz, and it's called Curator Multi. As always, you can find the link to the German online store where I get these beautiful fabrics from below in the description box. I'm not bothering to iron it because I think once we glue it on, it will flatten out anyway. And for the inside, this time I'm going to use some packaging paper. Again, I cut the paper a little bit smaller. You can do any size you want. Just make sure it's a square. This time my fabric square is 7 by 7 inches or about 17.5 centimeters. But before we adhere this, let's add some interest to our packaging paper. So it's going to be like this. And I actually put left, right, and bottom here with pencil because we're not going to see that afterwards because those will be folded in. But I just want to make sure the placement is correct because even though it's a square, it's not 100% a square because there's always going to be just a little bit of discrepancy there. And I thought I could stamp on it. So either you can just stamp with black ink, for example. I'm going to try some gold embossing, surprise, surprise. I'm going to use this stamp set by Stampers Anonymous and Tim Holtz. It's called Floral Trims with the number CMS 461. And I think this is going to be beautiful. Just need to figure out how to place it. I'll use my embossing stamp pad. So that worked really well. I just want to see, do I need even to stamp more? Nope. We'll have some empty space here. I don't think that matters. I think that's going to look very nice. Let's add our powder. I hope I didn't wait too long. So it's very, very subtle. Okay, let's try something. Let me clean the embossing gel off first. Then I'll use my black archival ink and let's try to get a partial stamp here next to the golden one, and we'll just see a tiny bit of that, but that might just provide enough accent to give it more interest. Like that. So let's check again. We only see that one leaf. Okay, I thought we'd see a little bit more. Is that weird now? That does look weird now. Okay, let's at least try to get another leaf here. And something on this side would be nice too. I don't know how that's gonna look on top of the gold. Oh, that's actually better than I thought. Yeah, that does look more intentional. Okay, let's go with that. I'm going to ink up the edges of the packaging paper with walnut stain. Then we can do the same as before. We'll just cover this whole piece with the glue. So I can confirm there is no need to iron the fabric because as you can see, it is completely smooth, even though I had some folds in there before, because once it's glued down and you smooth it out, it's absolutely flat. So I'm just going to dry this. Took it to my sewing machine, stitched around it twice this time. This is my preferred look of stitches. So now we can just again fold it up. Glue the two corners together. Dear glue, what is your issue? Let's try this again. Okay, now we're in business. And folding this up again. So how could we embellish this further? I did find this, which could be cute. It's a die cut. It's kind of flimsy, so I could just cut another one from a thicker cardstock and then glue them together. And then maybe add a button or something else there. That's one option. I also have this basket here of treasures. These are some of my digitals that are kind of left over from other projects. Ooh, ooh, ooh. This one is actually sturdy. Let's see. Oh, that's also cute. Oh, we could even put something like these behind. Wait. That would be cute, no doubt. I'm so happy I put these in a basket. I've done this in a recent tidy up of my craft room because these were all in envelopes and I wasn't using them because I never saw them. So now that I have them here in a basket on my craft desk, I am so much more likely to use them. Oh my goodness, look at the color combination. That's just gorgeous. It is a bit big though, but I love it. This maybe as a cluster because this on its own is too small, but wow, love those. We have mushrooms. Mushrooms are always good. Oh my goodness, how cute. Everything is cute on this fabric, I have a feeling. Oh, I'm loving the mushrooms. Okay, let's keep those in mind. I should stop right now. I should stop because I already have some really good options. Let's keep that. And whatever I pick next is just going to make it so much harder. I am totally feeling the mushrooms. A bit big, but gorgeous. These would also be really cute to put inside, like in a Happy Mail or something. Cute, cute, cute. So see what you have. I'm sure you have something somewhere that would work. All of these colors, just so cute. Wow. So we also have these butterflies. These I think are called Butterfly Tags Large. Super original title for the printable. But hey, you can find it easily that way. Oh my goodness. Look. Perfect colors. So this is obvious. Oh my gosh, goodness, even these, both of these. Wow. See, now I'm exactly where I didn't want to be. I cannot make a decision now. And I'm still looking at options. Barbara, stop. Can't stop. Can't stop. My boho birds also work. Oh, I see more mushrooms. Oh, pumpkins even would work. Look how cute. Let's add those to the mushrooms. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I just wish these prints were more vibrant. And printing these again now on better, on better matte photo paper is not really the point of this, because the point is using up these and not printing out more. You know what I mean? This would be cute inside. Totally the vibe of the envelope, isn't it? Aww. Oh my goodness, even this. Barbara, stop. Stop. What are you doing? Okay, I have to stop. So we have to make a decision. How do you make a decision? Okay, I think this is not too plain, because the other options I think are more fun, but maybe in combination with something else. I really adored this one here. It could actually work. What if we add some more bits? Because on its own, it's kind of, I don't know. What am I even saying? I don't even know. All right, let's cut this flower in half. These pieces definitely need to be inked up. I don't know. Oh, I like that. Imagine the edges inked up of everything. And then maybe we'll add also... Oh, there's a small mushroom here. And then maybe some thread or lace or cheesecloth. Since we have some gold embossing on the inside of the envelope, why don't we add some Diva gold thread? Diva, because very hard to get it to do what you want it to do. It has a mind of its own, but it's so worth it, you know, because you can't really bunch this one up. It's too stiff, you know, but you can roll it. So for example, we can put this here underneath the mushroom. And then I also have these two colors, which I think would be really fun. Let's see if we put them all together, that might be cute. Something like that. I'll figure it out. So I'll ink everything up, glue it all down, and then show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like when it's done. We have 3 different colored threads here. I added a sentiment that I also had in my stash saying, look on the bright side. So very cheerful, very autumnal. The gold embossing is fun, I think. And for the 3rd and final envelope, I'm not going to use fabric. I will just use paper. So I have this paper here, which is neutral on one side, and on the other side it has this gorgeous red. I received some flowers recently and they were wrapped in this. So I'm going to cut a square out of this. So I have my square here. This is the biggest one. This is in centimeters, 23 by 23, or in inches, a little bit over 9 inches. Now we can decide, do we want the red inside or outside? So that would be inside. That would be outside. That's a tough choice. Both are beautiful. I'll have the red on the outside. I'm going to ink up the edges again with my walnut stain first. So let's add some interest to this envelope. I want to stamp on it. This time I'll just stamp with my black ink. I'm going to use these fun foam stamps here. If you know my channel, you know these stamps. They are by PM Artist Studio. These, I believe, are called nested circles. Super fun. Let's start off with this one. This would actually fit really well into my dear friend Luise Heinzel, into her recent journal, which is mostly red and black. It's so not my usual color combination. Or maybe I add some gold embossed circles on top. I just can't seem to let the embossing go, can I? So this one is with embossing ink, and I'm just a bit worried that my embossing powder will also stick to the black stamping. That would not be good. Oh, and not this paper, no. Okay. Oh my goodness, it is, look at that. But actually, maybe that's not so bad. That could be interesting. You see that? We have it here, and we have it here, and here, and here. I could either now try to brush it off, or we just embrace it. I realized it too late because I already had this on the paper. What I should have done is first let the black ink dry completely. I'm going to take it off. In this case, perfectionist Barbara took over. She can't have it. She says, nuh-uh. Fine. My goodness, this powder is everywhere. Now the tricky part is here in the middle. Okay, and where I can't really change it is here where it crisscrosses. That's too much. I mean, I could go in there with, I think I have to, because otherwise it's gonna look very strange. Oh my goodness. I should have just left it. Because now this is going to be, well, actually, it's not as bad as I thought. Just requires a little bit of patience. Not my strong suit. It might have looked really cool if I would have just left it, right? Now we'll never know. Experimental artsy Barbara was not strong enough. So please learn from my mistake. If you combine stamping and embossing, please make sure your stamping is completely dry before you emboss. It looks a lot more distressed than the stamp actually is, but it's fine. I think it was worth the effort. I'm happy with this. Let's do this again. I'm just going to dry this part again before I do more embossing. So fingers crossed this works better. No, why? I don't know. I have it everywhere here. Why? It was completely dry, I promise. Would you have the patience to do this? Let me know. Okay, so that looks cool. I will leave it at that. Usually I would do a third one, but I honestly do not have the patience. It would be nice if some of our efforts would be seen. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, they will be. Okay, cool. So let's fold in our corners. Oh, we still need something on the inside. But I just want to see how much of the paper we'll see. Did I say I want the red outside or inside? I don't remember. This is a big envelope. Yay. Do we fold it up more? For the background, I'm going to add some beautiful vintage book page. These are the kind of book pages that crack very easily because they are quite brittle. So this is perfect for a project like this. So I'm going to trace the envelope so that I have the shape. It doesn't have to go all the way down, although it does provide further stability. We could, of course, also round this corner on top. There are obviously punches that do that a little bit nicer than what I'm doing now. Like that. So let's also trace that on our book page. And then I'll just cut that a little bit smaller so that it will fit into the envelope. So let's see how well we did. Ooh, good job, Barbara. Let's ink up the visible edges. Actually, I'll cut it down a little bit more. So then let's add glue and glue it inside. What if we add a few butterflies on the back here to make them look like they're like flying out of the envelope? I can use these scraps from that same packaging, and I'm going to use, I've actually never used this in combination since I've had this. So these are the Flutter stamps and framelits. The framelits have the number 662269. And the stamps have the number CMS 294. I will link both of these below. I bought these in the Netherlands, and when I saw these, I didn't think that they would actually go together because I didn't see that the name was Flutter on both of these, because these obviously look so much smaller than these. And I bought them not knowing that they fit together, and I'm totally excited that they do. Because obviously these framelits are a lot bigger than on the image here. Look, they're perfect. You just need to figure out which one goes to which butterfly, not this one. Yeah, I think this is this one, for example. So I guess you stamp them first and then cut around them with the framelits. Oh, that turned out beautiful. One more. Yes. Super detailed. Awesome. So I found the matching framelits. Obviously, these are going to cut off the feelers. And obviously, you could hand cut these, which might be better actually. We'll see. Okay, let's see how these came out. Oh no, oh no. Oh no. I can already see this one. It cut off quite a bit of the butterfly. Maybe I used the wrong die, because that's way too much that it's missing. I mean, it's still fine, but that's not what I expected. This one, it's okay. I think you can fussy cut them easier, to be honest. Yeah, this one's off as well. Wow, okay. I think I would have been faster and more precise fussy cutting these. Learned something. So I'm first going to glue this down because this is driving me crazy. I think this time I will fold this down. So let's glue the flap down. Glue these together. And then this. Now, I wanted these, yeah, to just kind of like come out, or maybe somehow like going out from the center, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think that actually makes more sense because they're flying out. So I glued them down with some bunched up black thread underneath. I still want to add something here. I also have this die that I don't use a lot because I usually don't have a lot of luck getting the paper out of the die. So let's just try it again. I have some cardstock here. These are called Scribbly butterflies and have the number 664409. So there's 4 different ones in here. I want one with the round wings. So either this one. These are not round wings, Barbara. It's only this one. So I'm just gonna give this another try. Let's see. So this time I want to take you with me on this process because I'm going to try this differently now. Usually I would put my paper or cardstock here, then put the die on top and the plate on it. Actually, this plate would be on the bottom because this is the one I usually cut into, and then roll it through. But one of you has suggested under a previous video that if I'm having problems with dies not cutting properly, to try the following. You put the die on the bottom, turn it, the cutting part facing up, then you put your cardstock on top, and then the one that it will cut into will be on the top. So let's see if that works better, and I'll do it 3 times just to make sure. This way you can see if it's cutting through. And then, oh, actually, okay, so that cut through, but let's see if we can actually get the pieces to come out. So we can see whether it has cut through everything. Obviously, you could also do that if it's turned around and then just pick it up and look. And I just want to share one more tip that she put under that video. I'm so sorry, I do not remember your name, but that tip sounded really, really interesting. I've never heard that before. So if you see it hasn't cut through all the way, I think this one actually has, but let's just pretend it didn't cut all the way through. She said to take a spoon, and I've never tried this before, and then go over the parts where you see it hasn't cut. That totally makes sense for me. She says it works perfectly for her. So thank you again so much for that tip. I think it also very much depends on what paper you use. Paper or cardstock. Yeah, this worked. So just try turning around your plate. That seemed to have done the trick because this has never worked as well before. This is perfect and it was very easy. So let's see what it would look like on our envelope. This would definitely need something underneath. Maybe it needs some black cardstock underneath. Like what if we cut around that? So here we go. I hope you like it because I've already glued it on. These are a pain to glue on, I have to admit. I use my art glitter glue with the fine metal tip. And then of course still the glue squishes out everywhere when you put it on. And then I just go over it multiple times with my cloth to pick up any extra glue because we don't want any glossy parts. So this is what that looks like. Does it need anything underneath, like lace or something? I do have some black lace. I'm sorry for anyone who's not loving this tearing. It has to be done. It's too much black, isn't it? No, not feeling that. You know what? I'm going to leave it as it is. It's definitely more plain. Usually I would like things sticking out, but I don't know what to put under there, to be honest. I'm actually fine with it this way. So there we have 3 very different versions, all with the same concept. As always, have fun making your own. Let me know if this is something you're going to try. Love you guys. Mwah, mwah.